How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? You see this book? This is a book, it's called Schmucks. I've been plugging it almost every week, and it's amazing. Everybody is buying it by the truckload, by the thousands, by the millions. I never saw a book move so fast off the shelves. There's only a few books left in a couple of stores. If you could get a chance, you might be the lucky one to still be able to get it. It's called Schmucks, all about the lowlifes and obnoxious people of America. You'll find out things about them you never heard before. Celebrities, politicians, and all the other fakes and phonies. But I'm not here to plug a book. I'm here to talk to you about something very important. I'm talking about the Israeli-Palestinian issue. Here it is, suicide bombers to this day are still attempting to kill Jews every single day in Israel. And this is a land that doesn't belong to the Arabs. Historically and religiously and biblically, everybody knows it's the Jewish land. And we don't try to kill Palestinians who live in that area, who moved into that area after the Jews came and left. We are very happy to live with them, even though we know it's our land, and live next to them and offer them peace, tranquility, and happiness every day of the week. But they can't stop killing Jews. The only people who seem to understand it are the Christian right. The Christian right are our greatest friends and most loyal supporters, while so many Jews themselves can't understand why we are still standing for our rights in Israel. Because they see Palestinians as suffering souls who are helpless, pathetic victims. They're not victims, they're creating their own victimhood. There's hundreds of millions of miles of Palestinian land all around them, with huge Palestinian countries 100 times the size of Israel. But none of them would let them into those countries because they want to use them as victims, to make them look like they were suffering souls. And it's all the problem that the Jews committed. The Jews committed crimes against them. What did we do to them? We offered them their land back as soon as we came there, and we said, here's 98% of what you want back, even though they don't have a right to have it back, because it's biblically our own land. So we offered them the Gaza back. Orthodox religious Jews who are pacifists, non-violent people. And Sharon said, you'll have to get out of your own land, even though it's their biblical right to be there, because we want to make the Palestinians happy. We didn't even predict this war right now, because we didn't want a war. We convinced ourselves there can't be a war. Because Sharon, who was so tough and considered such a hardliner, said, forget about wars. I trust them now. He never trusted them before. But he said, no, I'm going to trust them to make peace because I gave them the Gaza back. Here's everything else back. Have back whatever you want. So we weren't prepared for all the missiles that came from the Gaza area and from areas of Lebanon, and were flying into Israel by the thousands. You know why they were flying into Israel? Because we wanted peace so much we didn't even prepare for a war. We were hoping they would understand that we want to give them their land as quickly back as they want them, whatever they please, even though they don't deserve it. It's not theirs in the first place. Now, how much could you try harder than this? To give people everything they want and still be a victim of assassinations and plots and killings and murders. Now, it's about time we stop giving away our land to people who won't accept it and won't make peace because of it, and will never accept peace no matter what we offer them or what we give them. We gave them almost everything they ever thought of that doesn't even belong to them. They still want to kill Jews every day. That's their only pleasure. Why do you think even the European countries, who are basically anti-Semitic like France, and vote against them, Israel in the United Nations every day, every time they kill Jews with suicide bombers, the United Nations never complains. But when we strike back to save our own lives from death and destruction, they blame Israel. Imagine if somebody was bombing your house every day and you see nothing wrong with it, but if a guy fights back, it's his fault. Everybody keeps blaming the Jews, and we keep trusting the Arabs while everybody is blaming us. And that's what we get in return. Death and destruction every day. But it's about time we stop giving away land and property to people who want to destroy us. The Hamas is determined to destroy Israel no matter what. That's why even those United Nations countries who hate Israel have defunded, have stopped giving money to the Hamas, because even they see that the Hamas and the other Arab organizations are determined to just kill Jews at any price. That's all they live for, and that's all they're determined to do. If we want peace, let's make peace on decent terms, and let's force them to recognize the state of Israel or forget about it. If they don't recognize the state of Israel, we should never allow a suicide bomb into this country, and if they do it, we should do whatever we please in return, and nothing should stop Israel from fighting back to whatever extent they please to put a stop to the violence they're committing against innocent people.